Now coming to the next lecture, that is addressing modes of 805, right? Nothing but a microcontroller, a basic microcontroller, that is 8051, which is an 8-bit microcontroller, right? Now in previous lectures we have seen instruction set, followed by we have seen different addressing modes of 8085 microprocessor. After that we have seen some programs, right? Now coming to the next point of view, we don't have any instruction set as a syllabus under your under your subject. That's why I am not saying instruction set of 8051. Same like your 8085 microprocessor, 8051 is also having instruction set, only a slight variation, right? Slight variation. This includes all data transfer instruction, logical instruction, all these are included, but a slight variation, right? But as there is no need of discussing the instruction set of 8051 since we don't have under your syllabus, that's why I am skipping that topic, right? Instruction set, we don't have instruction set of a microcontroller, we don't have under your syllabus, that's why I am not saying that topic. If you want, you can refer, right? Now coming to the addressing modes of 8051, right? Now what is mean by addressing modes? We have seen addressing modes of a microprocessor, that is 8085. 5 different types of addressing modes we have seen, right? Now what is mean by addressing mode? The way of specifying the source operand, right? We have two operands. One is destination operand, to which you are transferring the data, either it may be to which you are transferring the result, either it may be arithmetic operation or it may be a logical operation, right? To the operand to which you are storing the final result, that we call it as a destination operand. And another one we have source operand, right? Now based on the source operand variation, we have different addressing modes, right? Now what is mean by addressing mode? The way of specifying data, right? The way of specifying data to be operated by an instruction, right? Nothing but we are specifying the source operand, whether it is an immediate data or whether it is an data from the register, or whether it is a data from the memory location, or whether it is a register pair pointing the memory location, right? Like this, based on the variation of your source operand, we have different addressing modes, right? All this we have seen under the addressing modes of 8085, right? Now coming to addressing modes of 8051. Now what is mean by addressing mode? The way of specifying the data to be operated by an instruction, right? Addressing mode is nothing but the way of specifying data to be operated by an instruction, right? This is the meaning of the addressing mode. That means this includes, we are specifying the source operand, whether it is an immediate data or whether it is a data from the register, or whether it is a data from the memory location, or whether it is a data from the memory location which is pointed by the register pair, right? Like that we are specifying the source operand, right? Based on specification of source operand, we have different addressing mode, right? Now what is the meaning of addressing mode? We are specifying the source operand, nothing but the way of specifying data that is to be operated by an instruction. In an instruction, we will have opcode, destination operand, and source operand. Opcode is nothing but particular operation you are performing. Destination operand is nothing but to which you are storing the final result, and source operand on which you are performing the operation, right? Now the source operand, either it may be immediate data, or it may be a data from the register, or it may be data from the memory location, or it may be data from the memory location which is pointed by the register pair, right? Based on these variations of the source operand, we are categorized these addressing modes into different types, right? Now what is mean by addressing modes? We are specifying the operand, the way of specifying the data in an instruction, nothing but the way of specifying the source operand in an instruction, right? Now same like your 8085 microprocessor, here also we have immediate addressing mode, right? Here also we have immediate addressing mode, right? Here also we have immediate addressing mode. Now what is mean by immediate addressing mode? In this particular addressing mode, source operand is immediate data. Directly the data is specified within the instruction, right? Same like as your 8085 microprocessor. In this we have also immediate addressing mode, right? In which I can give an example, right? I can give an example. MOV A comma hashtag 36H, right? Now move instruction, whether it is 8085 or whether it is 8051, both having the opcode as MOV, right? Now move A comma hash 36H. Now directly, now this is your opcode. MOV is nothing but the opcode, and A is nothing but destination operand, and this is nothing but, if you are representing hashtag before this, that is nothing but immediate data, right? Now what is mean by immediate addressing mode? The directly immediate data is specified within the instruction as your source operand, right? Now the addressing mode in which the source operand is immediate data, that particular addressing mode we call it as immediate addressing mode, right? Same as your 8085 microprocessor only, right? Same as your 8085 microprocessor only. There we have immediate addressing mode. Here also we have immediate addressing mode, in which the source operand is immediate data which is specified within the instruction, right? Now this is the first addressing mode of 8051. Now coming to second addressing mode, that is register addressing mode, right? What is second addressing mode? Register addressing mode, right? Now in this, let me give an example. Same like your 8085 microprocessor only, just I am giving brief description again. Now move R0 R1, right? You have different register under RAM, under program memory, right? 128 bytes of memory. You have 4 register banks, right? 4 register banks. Now each bank is again categorized into 8 register, right? Those are nothing but R0 and R1, right? You have 4 register banks under your 8051 microcontroller. Now each register bank is internally again having 8 register, right? Now that register can store 8 bit of data, right? Nothing but R0, R1, R2, R3, so on up to R31 we have, right? Nothing but the register banks we have. Now those register banks, internally it is having 8 register which can store 8 bit of data, right? Now coming to register addressing mode, whatever the data that is there in the R1 register, now that is moved to R0 register, right? Now what is this? Is an opcode, this is an destination operand, this is an source operand, right? Now what is register addressing mode? The addressing mode in which the source operand is a register, right? The addressing mode in which the source operand is a register, nothing but register addressing mode, right? Now coming to next addressing mode, that is direct addressing mode, right? Next addressing mode is direct addressing mode, right? Now coming to this direct addressing mode, let me give an example. Move R0 3600H, right? Now this is the memory location, and this is a register R0 which comes under one of your bank, right? Now this is an opcode, this is an opcode, this is an destination operand, and this is an source operand, right? Now coming to direct addressing mode, the addressing mode in which the source operand is a memory location. Now what is the operation? Whatever the data that is stored in this memory location is moved to R0 register, right? Now here, if you see this source operand is immediate data, if you see this source operand is a register, if you see this source operand is a memory location, that is directly specified within the instruction, right? Now next we have register indirect or indirect addressing mode we have under your 8085, right? Register indirect or indirect addressing mode, right? Now move R0 at the rate some register, we will point indirectly with this at the rate under your 8051, right? Now this R1 will point some memory location. Now that memory location will store some data. Now that data is moved to your R0 register, right? Now this is the meaning of this. You are indirectly pointing the memory location with the register, that's why it is called register indirect addressing mode. Whereas under your 8085, you are pointing the memory location with a register pair, right? Now those comes under indirect addressing mode. Register, indirect or indirect, both are same, right? Now here we are pointing the memory location indirectly with a register, right? That's why it is called register indirect addressing mode, right? Now these are 4 addressing mode we have seen earlier also. Now let me briefly explain again. Now what is the meaning of addressing mode? The way we are specifying the source operand in an instruction, right? The how we are specifying the source operand in an instruction, nothing but the addressing mode. Now that source operand, either it may be immediate data, or it may be a register, or it may be a memory location, or it may be a register pointing the memory location indirectly, right? Now if the addressing mode in which the source operand is an immediate data, nothing but immediate addressing mode. The addressing mode in which the source operand is a register, nothing but register addressing mode. The addressing mode in which the source operand is a memory location directly specified within the instruction, that comes under direct addressing mode. Now the addressing mode in which you are pointing the memory location with a register pair, right? With a register, right? Register pair is under your 8085 processor, right? Now here if you see this instruction, move R0 at the rate R1, right? Now this R1 will point some memory location. Now that will contain some data. Now that data is moved to your R0. Indirectly you are pointing the memory location with using at the rate some register, right? Indirectly you are pointing the memory location using at the rate R1, right? Now this is about register indirect addressing mode. Why? If the source operand is your register that is pointing some memory location, right? If the source operand is a register that is pointing some memory location, now that comes under your register indirect addressing mode, right? Now this is about 4 addressing modes. You have few more also, right? Now next we have implied addressing mode, right? Implied or implicit, both are same, right? Implied addressing mode. Direct here you don't have any source operand or destination operand, only a opcode is specified. Example CLR, right? Example CLR. Next you have set, right? Now all this set of instruction will come under implied addressing mode, where you don't find any destination operand or source operand, right? Now these five addressing mode we have seen under your 8085 also, same under your 8051. Now besides this, in addition to these 5 addressing mode, you have 4 more also. Now let us see those, right? Next we have indexed addressing mode, right? Next addressing mode is indexed addressing mode, right? Now before that, let me give an example. Now move a comma at the rate a plus data pointer, right? You have 16-bit data pointer for your 8051. Now similarly move a comma at the rate a plus PC, right? Now here the difference is, one instruction is having data pointer which is a 16-bit, right, which will point the data, right? Another instruction is having the program counter which is also an 16-bit register. Now that stores the address of the next instruction that is to be executed, right? Now this will point the data which is of 16, right? Now this, if you see these 2 instruction, operation is same, right? At the rate a plus, whether it is data pointer or PC, right? Now here it will add the contents. It will add the contents of A with contents of DPTR or PC based on the instruction, right? Now if I add 2 contents, you will get some data, right? Now if I consider this instruction, right, now you have at the rate A plus DPTR, right? Now it will add the contents of A with the contents of DPTR. Now A will store some data, right? Now that data is added with the 16-bit data, either it may be 16-bit or 8-bit, because this is available in 2 forms, that is DPH and DPL, higher byte and lower byte, right? Now it will add the contents of A with the contents of DPTR, right? After adding you will get some data, right? After adding you will get some data, right? That we call it as address of source data, right? After adding we will get some data. Now that we call it as address of source data. Now this will contain some data. Now that data is moved to your accumulator, because move a comma at the rate a plus dptr, right? Now I will give an example. Now dptr, it is storing some 1 2 3 4 h, let us assume, right? Now similarly contents of a are some 08 h, right? Now these two, after adding these two you will get some data, right? Now what is 8 plus 4? 12. 12 in hexadecimal, which is nothing but C, right? 12 in hexadecimal, which is nothing but 1 2 3 CH. After adding contents of dptr and contents of A, you are getting 1 2 3 CH, right? Now this is one of your memory location under your 8051, right? Now this memory location, let us assume it is storing some data 05h, right? Now this is moved to A register, right? Now this comes under your indexed addressing mode, right? Instruction where the source operand, it is indirectly, right? If you see this source operand, it is indirectly pointing the memory location by adding the contents of accumulator with the contents of dptr or pc, right? Now I have given an example. dptr, contents of dptr are this thing and contents of accumulator are this thing. After adding you are getting some result, right? Now this is this nothing but it will contain as a memory location under your 8051, right? Now that memory location will store some data. Now that data is moved to accumulator by using operand opcode move, right? Similarly for your PC will contain some data because it will store the address of next instruction that is to be executed. Now that address is added with the contents of A, right? PC is nothing but contents of PC is nothing but address. It will store the address of next instruction to be executed, right? Now contents of PC are added with the contents of A. After adding those two contents, a new data is generated. Nothing to that memory location, it will store some data. That data is moved to A register, right? Now indexed addressing mode, right? Indexed addressing mode is nothing but the addressing mode in which the source operand, it is indirect, which is pointing indirectly by adding the contents of accumulator with the contents of data pointer or PC, right? Now this is about indexed addressing mode. And next we have relative addressing mode, right? Next we have relative addressing mode. Next addressing mode under your 8051 is relative addressing mode, right? Now it is used with conditional jump instruction, right? Coming to this relative addressing mode, now I will give an example. Now move at the rate RO comma A. That means this will point some memory location. Now those memory location is moved with contents of accumulator. At the rate indicates indirectly it is pointing with a memory location by that particular register, right? Next we have increment RO. That means memory location of that particular RO to which it is pointing that has been incremented, right? Next we have DJ Zen R5 comma loop, right? Jump if direct jump if no 0, if the result is not 0, right? Direct jump if the result is not 0. And register, we have 8 register. For every register bank we have 8 register. I am using one of those register. Now loop, right? Now I am placing loop here, right? Now I am placing loop here. If you see this instruction, now it is used with conditional jump instruction. Conditional jump instruction. If you see this instruction, it will jump to this loop, nothing but to this instruction only if the result is not 0, right? Right? Control 2, only if the result is not 0, right? Now if the result is not 0, it will jump to this instruction, right? If the result is not 0, it will jump to that instruction. Now it is used to take execution control from this place to this place when this condition is satisfied, right? Now all those set of instruction will come under the relative addressing mode, right? Now it is used with conditional jump, right? You have conditional jump, conditional call, right? Now the relative addressing mode is used with conditional jump and conditional call instruction in order to transfer the control, execution control to another place, right? Relative addressing mode, it is used with conditional jump instruction. Now in order to transfer control from one place to particular place if the condition is satisfied, right? Now that is about relative addressing mode, right? Now coming to next addressing mode, you have bit inherent addressing mode. Bit inherent addressing mode. Next addressing mode is bit inherent addressing mode, right? Now which it contains flag operand, a single bit, right? You have flag register under your 8051, right? Carry flag you have, parity flag you have, sign flag you have, right? Now in order to clear or set, I will give an example. Clear C, right? Okay, clear C, right? What it will do, it will clear the carry flag. When it is 1, it will clear to 0, right? Clearing the carry flag, it is cleared. This particular instruction is used to clear the carry flag, right? Now a single bit, right? What if you are having a single bit, if you are not having this, that is nothing but implied addressing mode, right? Now in any given instruction, if it is containing only a single bit, nothing but if it is 0, it has to be 1. Similarly, you have set carry, STC, set carry, right? Now the only one bit, either it may be 0 or 1. If it is 0, it has to be set to 1, right? Single bit, right? Now which contains flag operand. Bit inherent addressing mode is nothing but where you are having a single bit in order to clear or set, right? Wherever if an any given instruction, if you are operating a single bit in order to clear or set, all those comes under your bit inherent addressing mode, right? Now that is about bit inherent addressing mode. Now let me briefly explain this 4 addressing mode. Now implied addressing mode we have seen under 8085, right? In any given instruction, you won't observe any source operand or destination operand like clear, set, right? Clear, set, right? Now all those set of instruction will comes under your implied or implicit addressing mode, where you won't find destination operand or source operand, right? Next we have indexed addressing mode. I have given an example, right? Now the addressing mode in which, right, the addressing mode in which you are indirectly pointing a memory location by adding the contents of accumulator with the contents of data pointer or program counter, right? The addressing mode in which you are indirectly, at the rate indicates indirectly pointing the memory location by adding the contents of accumulator with the contents of data pointer. I have given an example. Now let us assume data pointer contents are 1234H and A is having 08H. If I add these two, you will get this thing, right? Now you are pointing this memory location because you have at the rate here. Now this memory location is having data 05H, right? Now that data is moved to the accumulator because you are using the instruction move. Now the same is operated with your program counter, right? Now that is about indexed addressing mode. Now coming to relative addressing mode. Now this relative addressing mode is used with conditional jump, right? It is used with conditional jump instruction, right? It is used with conditional jump instruction in order to transfer the control from one place to another place, right? If I have given an example, right? Now we have this set of instruction in a program. Now this program, when it is executing this instruction, it will jump to this particular, right? Using this, all this set of instruction will come under relative addressing mode. When you are executing this instruction, now this will transfer to loop, where you are having before this instruction. This will transfer to loop when the result is not 0, when the result is not 0, because direct jump not 0, right. Now it will transfer when the result is satisfied, when the jump, this particular instruction is, when the condition is satisfied, it will transfer from control this place to another place. All those set of instruction comes under your relative addressing mode. Relative addressing mode is used with conditional jump instruction in order to transfer the control from this place to that place, right. Next we have bit inherent addressing mode. Bit inherent address, single bit, whether to set or clear, single bit, right. Like you have clear C, set C, it will clear carry flag, that means it will make it as 0, set it will make it as 1, right. Bit inherent addressing mode, in order to clear or set a single bit, the name itself indicates single bit, right. Wherever the instruction, whatever the instruction that is having a single bit, like carry, now all those single bit nothing but your flag operand, right. Now the set of instruction which is having the flag operands in order to set or clear, that all comes under your bit inherent addressing. Single bit, whether to clear or set, all those comes under your bit inherent addressing mode. Next we have bit direct addressing mode, right. Directly address is specified, right. Directly address is specified within the instruction, right. Direct address of specified within the instruction. Now direct address is specified within the instruction, right. Now this address is clear, right. Next we have set. Next we have set 05H, right. A direct 05H or now this 05H or something, you take 08H, right. Now the direct address that is specified within the instruction, now that is made it as 1, right. Now the addressing mode in which the direct address of the bit is specified within the instruction. If you see this instruction, direct address is specified within the instruction, right. Direct address is specified within the instruction in order to clear or set, right. All those instruction will come under your bit direct addressing mode, right. Now what is difference between bit inherent addressing mode and bit direct addressing mode? Under bit inherent addressing mode, here you will get flag operand, clear or set, right. Using these two instruction you can operate under your flag operand. Under bit inherent addressing mode, you can clear or set the flag operands. Under bit inherent addressing mode, you can clear or set the address that is specified within the instruction, right. Here address is specified within the instruction. Now here operand, flag operands are specified within the instruction, right. Now this is about your addressing modes of 8051, right. In next lecture we will see the interfacing part, right. Interfacing of your microcontroller or microprocessor with your ADC, nothing but analog to digital converter, DAC, nothing but digital to analog converter, right. In the next lecture we will see about the interfacing part of microprocessor or a microcontroller, right. Thank you.